The Mongolian steppe stretches endlessly, a sea of grass rolling beneath a sky that seems to go on forever. As dusk settles, the land is bathed in a soft golden light, and the horizon blurs into a gentle haze. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant call of a herder or the soft whinny of a horse. Out here you feel both incredibly small and deeply connected to the earth. When night falls, the sky transforms into a vast canvas ablaze with stars. The Milky Way stretches overhead, so bright and clear it feels close enough to touch. There are no city lights to dim the brilliance, just the pure, unfiltered glow of the universe. Each star seems to tell a story, and for a moment, time stands still beneath their watchful gaze. Inside a jur, the world changes. The thick felt walls shield you from the biting wind, and the warmth from the central stove pushes back the cold that creeps in from the steppe. The gentle crackle of burning wood is a comforting soundtrack, and the flickering firelight paints the interior with a golden glow, making the space feel both ancient and alive. The air is rich with the scent of burning wood and mutton stew, mingling with the salty aroma of su te tsai, the traditional milk tea. Steam rises from a pot simmering over the fire, promising a meal that is both simple and deeply nourishing. Every ingredient tells a story of survival and adaptation to this harsh, beautiful land. I sat on a low stool, cocooned by thick felt walls, watching the painted roof struts flicker in the firelight. The patterns above my head spoke of history and tradition, each brushstroke a memory passed down through generations. The GE felt like a living thing, breathing, sheltering, and holding stories within its round embrace. My hosts, a family with wide smiles and gentle eyes, shared food and laughter with me. Their hospitality was effortless, woven into every gesture and word. Even without a shared language, we communicated through smiles, laughter, and the simple act of breaking bread together. In their company, I felt a sense of belonging that transcended borders. Here, hospitality is not just custom, it's survival, a sacred law passed through generations. In the vastness of the steppe, a stranger is never left outside. The jur is a sanctuary, and to offer shelter and food is to honor the spirit of the land and its people. This tradition is the heartbeat of Mongolian life, binding families and travelers together. After a long journey across the open plains, the glow of a jur at night is a beacon of hope. The warmth inside is more than just physical, it's a welcome that melts away the weariness of travel. The family's open arms and ready smiles made me feel at home, even in a place so far from my own. In this world, warmth, food, and company are everything. The simple act of sharing a meal becomes a celebration, a reminder that we are never truly alone. Every bowl of stew, every cup of tea is an invitation to connect and to share in the abundance of the present moment. A guest is never an intruder but a responsibility, a person to be cared for, respected, and honored. This sense of duty is deeply rooted in the Mongolian way of life, and it transforms every encounter into something meaningful. It was here, in this profound trust and warmth, that I first learned of a tradition that reveals the depth of Mongolian care for their guests. A tradition that lingers in the heart long after the fire has burned low and the stars have faded from the sky. As the fire dimmed and the family prepared for sleep, I was wrapped in a thick woolen deal, comforted against the chill. My guide explained an old tradition: in the harshest winters, a guest's comfort was the family's highest duty. Sometimes, a host's daughter would be tasked to keep the guest warm through the night, not as romance but as a practical, life-saving act. In Mongolia's deadly cold, survival was a matter of honor. The daughter's role was to share body heat, ensuring the guest lived to continue their journey. This was not an offering, but a respected duty, hospitality in its purest form. The guest's life for that night was in the family's hands. Human warmth was the most natural, effective resource they could offer. In a traditional Mongolian ger, privacy is a rare luxury. The circular space is shared by everyone: parents, children, elders, and sometimes even guests. Here, survival depends on togetherness, and the warmth of the group is as vital as the fire in the stove. The jir is more than a home, it is a living symbol of unity, where every member has a role to play in the nightly ritual of rest and protection. When a guest arrives, tradition dictates that they are given the warmest, safest spot in the jur, often near the stove or at the center of the family's circle. The daughter of the family, chosen for her reliability and gentle care, takes on the role of nighttime host. This is not just a gesture of politeness, it is a sacred family duty, passed down through generations, and a mark of deep trust and responsibility. As night falls and the cold creeps in, the daughter lies beside the guest, fully clothed, sharing her body heat in silence. There are no words exchanged, no expectations or obligations, just the simple, life-sustaining act of warmth sharing. In the vast, unforgiving steppe, this silent gesture can mean the difference between comfort and suffering, or even life and death. Outsiders, unfamiliar with these customs, may misunderstand the meaning of this act. But, in Mongolia, it is purely practical, never romantic. It is a reflection of the harsh realities of nomadic life, where survival often depends on the willingness to share and protect one another, even with strangers. The honor of the family and the guest are intertwined in this exchange. Respect is mutual, and every gesture is carefully observed. The guest is expected to accept the hospitality with gratitude, and the family takes pride in upholding their reputation as generous hosts. The daughter, as nighttime host, becomes a guardian. Her presence beside the guest is a silent promise. You are safe with us. She keeps watch through the night, ensuring the guest is comfortable and protected from the cold, embodying the family's commitment to their visitors' well-being. This tradition, though now rare in modern Mongolia, is a powerful symbol of the lengths to which Mongolians will go to protect a guest. It is a living memory, cherished by elders and passed down in stories, reminding each generation of the values that have sustained them for centuries. In a land where nature is harsh and the winters are long, human connection is the ultimate defense. The bonds formed inside the jur are as strong as the winds that sweep across the steppe, and the warmth shared within its walls is a shield against the cold outside. Hospitality here is not just friendliness, it is a physical commitment to another's survival. Sharing food, tea, and warmth is an act of solidarity, a way of saying, "You are one of us, at least for tonight." The daughter, in her quiet determination, embodies her family's sacred duty to shelter those in need. In the heart of the Mongolian night, she is both host and protector, a living testament to the enduring spirit of hospitality on the steppe. To understand this tradition, we look back to the days of Genghis Khan, when nomads crossed unforgiving lands. Survival depended on unwritten steppe laws. Any traveler had the right to shelter, food, and rest. Refusing a guest was a grave offense, a sin against the sky god Tengri. Hospitality was a reciprocal system. Help today, be helped tomorrow. Mongolian winters are brutal. A jur's felt walls can only do so much. Sharing body heat was a low-tech, high-impact solution to deadly cold. Women, as keepers of the home, bore the responsibility for everyone's well-being, including guests. Assigning a daughter to care for a guest's warmth was an extension of this trust. It was a practical, life-saving act rooted in necessity and honor. Mongolian hospitality is a philosophy, valuing human connection above all. A guest is a gift from God, they say. Visitors bring stories, news, and a chance to practice generosity. In a jur, you're always offered tea and food no matter how little the family has. Sharing is not about abundance but about principle and shared humanity. The nighttime host tradition is the ultimate act of empathy, treating a guest as family, deserving of care and protection. This spirit extends to neighbors helping each other, moving jurs, and surviving together. Hospitality is the outward sign of the communal bonds that make life possible on the steppe. In Mongolia, kindness is the most powerful tool for survival. As Mongolia modernizes, the tradition of the nighttime host has nearly vanished. Modern jurs are better insulated and travelers have high-tech gear. The life-or-death struggle against cold is less constant and tourism has brought new perspectives. Mongolians are cautious about how this tradition is perceived by outsiders, preferring to offer extra blankets and a warm stove. Younger generations value hospitality, but express it differently, shaped by global ideas of privacy. The core value, caring for guests, remains strong, even as methods change. The warmth now comes from a thicker blanket, but the intention is unchanged. I spoke with an elder woman in the Gobi, who recalled the tradition as common sense and decency. A warm body is better than the finest blanket. Honor was everything. The guest, the daughter, and the family were all protected by strict unspoken rules. She felt sadness that the sense of responsibility behind the custom might fade. A young tour guide in Ulaanbaatar, however, saw the tradition as history, respected but no longer relevant. He worried about Mongolia being misunderstood, emphasizing its modernity. These conversations reveal a culture balancing pride and heritage with adaptation to a changing world. The older generation values trust and honor, the younger, pragmatism and global awareness. Mongolia's culture is alive, holding on to its spirit while forging a new path. Encountering unfamiliar traditions can shock us, but it's a chance to listen and see through another's eyes. The Mongolian nighttime host is a lesson in empathy, understanding the why behind the custom. In a world where survival trumped privacy, caring for a stranger was sacred. Every culture has its own logic, its own solutions to life's challenges. To judge is to close a door, to understand is to open one. Learning about others broadens our perspective and reminds us of our shared humanity. Stories like this encourage curiosity, compassion, and connection. Mongolia is a land of vast beauty and ancient traditions, where the horizon stretches endlessly and the sky seems to go on forever. Here, the air is crisp and pure, and the landscape is painted with rolling grasslands, rugged mountains, and the golden hues of the steppe. This is a place where time slows down, inviting you to breathe deeply and truly connect with the world around you. But its greatest treasure is its people. The Mongolian spirit is warm, resilient, and deeply rooted in a culture of generosity and respect. Every smile you encounter tells a story of centuries-old customs and a way of life that honors both guest and neighbor. Hospitality here is alive. Travelers are welcomed with open hearts, salty tea, and a sense of belonging that transcends language. Step inside a jur, and you'll find yourself embraced by a family eager to share their food, their stories, and their traditions. Gather around the fire, where warmth is shared not just in temperature, but in laughter and conversation. The flicker of the flames reflects the enduring bonds of community and kinship. You'll be treated as a friend, not a tourist, welcomed into daily life and invited to join in celebrations, meals, and moments of quiet reflection. The warmth you receive will stay with you long after you leave, lingering in your memories and inspiring you to carry a piece of Mongolia's kindness wherever you go. Visit Mongolia with an open mind, listen to the wind as it whispers across the plains, meet the people whose lives are shaped by the rhythm of nature, and discover a world where ancient wisdom still guides daily life. Stand in awe before landscapes that humble the soul, where every sunrise brings new colors and every sunset promises peace. Let the silence of the Gobi Desert envelop you, offering a rare chance to reflect and reconnect with yourself amid the vastness of nature. And let the majesty of the Altai Mountains inspire you, their snow-capped peaks standing as timeless guardians over the land. Mongolia is more than a destination. It's an experience that awakens your senses, challenges your perspective, and teaches you the value of simplicity and connection. It's a lesson in what truly matters: friendship, generosity, and the beauty of living in harmony with the land. This is an invitation to discover the heart of hospitality, to step through an open door and find yourself at home, no matter how far you've traveled. Come and experience life under the eternal blue sky, where every day is a new adventure, and every encounter is a gift. Mongolia is waiting for you, ready to share its wonders, its stories, and its heart.